All right, yes. You don't get that one. That's what happened. There you go. No. Okay. Alrighty, now that that minor thing happened, now today or yesterday we were learning about rates of change and representing them on a graph. So, what is a rate of change again? Like what we did yesterday. What were we doing yesterday?
How much it increases or decreases?
Right, we were trying to compare, what was it, Jess? Finding difference. Yep, we were comparing how fast one variable changes in relation to the other. So we were comparing the rate of change, which is what we're going to be doing slightly more today, but so it says when graphing rates of change, if all segments have the same rate of change, they would form a straight line. So if you had 5 segments and they all had the same rate of +2, so if you had one segment here, it would go up by 2, or I'll just draw it, it's much easier than using my hands. Good. So you have one segment here, goes up by 2, and from this segment to this segment, it has the rate of 2, and it just keeps going up. Each segment has the same rate of change. When this happens, when each segment has the same rate of change, it's called the slope, and that's what we'll be learning about today. So, in order to find the slope of a line, since that's what each interval would make it form, first you just have to choose 2 points on the line, and they can be any 2 points, you just have to be sure about it. So, step 1, choose the points. Step 2, you have to start at any of the points. So on your notes, it's at -2, 3 or 0, -3. You can pick either one. Then, so on here they picked -2, 3 to start. In rate of changes, what goes upstairs? Because we have fraction answers, right?
The rise.
The rise. So to start out, you count vertically. So if we start at -2, 3, you go down vertically. So starting at -2, 3, you go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You go down 6 spaces in order to be level with that other point that's on the line. So that's our rise, just like Noah said. So we found a rise. If you go down, the rise will be negative. If you go up, the rise will be positive. So we went down, so our rise is positive or negative? Negative, right? And we went down 6, so our rise is -6. They have that there. Now to find our x, what's our x called?
Run.
The run, yep. So we have rise over run, that's what slope is. So from this point, we have to go over 1, 2 spaces to get to 0. So our rise is -6 because we went down. And then for run, if you go to the right, it becomes positive. If you go to the left, it's negative. So we have our run of -6 and our rise of -6 and our run of 2. So -6 over 2 is? -3, it's right there. So the slope of this line will be -3. Here's a question, could we start at the other point? Could we start at -3, or 0, -3, excuse me? We started at this point,
Yes.
so we'd have to do what?
Go up
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
and then go to the rest of the one.
Okay, so our rise here is what?
+6.
+6. And then to get over to our other point, we have to go left 2. So that -2, yep. And 6 over -2 is -3. So either way, we still get the same answer, right? Yeah. So it doesn't matter which point you choose, you should get the same slope from either of them. No, all right. This is kind of small. So for number 1, or the rest of the problems, we have to find the slope of each line. So what are some of the points, or the 2 points on number 1 that we could use?
You already gave me some. You already gave me some, so it's -3, 3.
Okay, we have 3, 3, just so it's bigger to see. And what's the other one? 1, -1. All right, so which point should we choose?
33.
Okay, so if we have 3, 3,
Want to make this bigger?
oh, sure. Look at that,
You can make it bigger. It's like, it's just better
yeah.
for them to be able to see.
Okay, so Noah wanted to start with point 33. So first things we do is what? Do we do the rise or the run? We do our Y or
Run.
which one? Rise, because our Y goes upstairs, right? So from 3, 3 we go down how many?
-1.
So we,
Four.
Oh,
yeah, so we go down 4. That's, you were still right. No, we go down until we're even with our other point, -1 or 1, -1. So our rise is
-4.
-4. And then to go our run, what would that be? Why is that?
Because going to the left.
Right, since we're going left 2, our run is negative, yes.
But what if you go right, if you go up instead of that? Yeah.
It'd be
Are you
positive
supposed
or
to-
positive.
Are you supposed to do the opposite then?
Hmm?
Are you supposed to do the opposite of what it has?
What do you mean?
Like, it's, I mean,
It gave you the lines and then you went the other direction.
well, what if you
It's
go
just
with,
showing
well,
both
either way,
sides.
you get the same
but
answer.
what if you like go with the lines and you go up? Either way, you don't.
Okay. Okay, so right now we have -4, -2, yeah. What's -4 divided by -2?
2.
Equals +2, right? So that's when we started from this point, went down and went left, right? Yes, Claire?
How are you getting, like, I don't get where you're getting these negatives from. Like, when you,
Because
I
you're
know it's
going
something
down.
to do with the arrows,
Mm-hmm.
so.
Like the y-axis, you're going down.
Right,
towards
so
the negative.
we started at point 33, right? If we're starting at point 33, we could start at either of them, but for now we're doing this one. We want to find our rise first. So to do that, we have to go, and our other point is 1, -1. So to find our rise, how far do we have to go down? Right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. When you go down, when you're finding the slope, your rise becomes negative. If you're going up, it's positive, but if you're going down, it becomes negative. So that's where that -4 comes in.
This would be a good place to talk about what the negative sign is really doing. The negative sign is showing direction. We're moving 4 units, aren't we, Clara? We're moving 4 units. But when we move down, that's direction, and the down direction makes it a -4 then. So we're really moving a 4 units of distance, and I think that's what you're seeing. We're moving 4 units of distance, but then we have to say what direction did we move, and our negative sign shows that. Our negative sign shows we went down.
So, in other words, basically, whenever we have, a negative, it's, both of them are gonna be negatives?
No, they don't both have to be. In this case, they do happen to be. When we went down, then we still have to get across over to the point, the other point we're going to, don't we? So did we have to go in the negative direction to get there, or did we have to go in the positive direction? So when we go left, is that the negative direction on the number line or the positive direction? When we move left on the number line, are we moving in what we call the negative direction or the positive direction? The negative. So in this case, it just so happened that the direction for both of them was negative, but it doesn't always have to be, okay? And then I think when you guys talk about going the other direction, using the bottom point to start with like the notes did, then you're gonna find that something else happens, but you still end up with the same slope. So think of those negative and positive signs as direction.
So what happens if we do start at the other point? We still have to find our rise first, right? So we go up how many units?
Or, oh, then it would be positive.
Yep, so we go up 4. We're moving 4 units and we're going up, so that makes it positive. Then from this point, we have to go over how many units? 2. So this, if we start at the bottom point and move left, our rise over run is 4 over 2. So either way, we still end up with the same slope. Nope.
Use
There it is. All right. So this next point, number 2, the 2 points that we are given are -4, -2, and 4, -4. So which point should we pick, or do we want to pick? Because either way, we should still get the same slope.
Why don't you use the direction they did first?
Okay,
They started with the
-4, -2.
-4, -2.
All right, so start at -4, -2. We find our rise first, and we have to go down how many units to be even with our other point? 2 units, so we have our rise over run. So we went down, we moved 2 units. Was it positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative because, right, it's negative because we're going in the down direction. So once we find that, we find our run, and how many units do we have to?
8.
8 units, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that positive, wait? 8 units, is it positive or negative? It's positive because we're going to the right. So if we look at the number line, if we move to the right, it becomes positive. If we go to the left, it's negative. But since this, we're moving to the right, it's positive. So our slope is -1 over 4.
This would be a good time to tell them we're not going to represent slope at all.
Right. We will not be making these into decimal points. So when you're finding your slope, leave it as a fraction, a mixed fraction.
No, a simplified fraction. A simplified fraction.
Simplified fraction, excuse me. So what are you not gonna put for this one?
0.25.
Right, -0.25. Okay. All right.
Wait, can it just be -4 or not?
Hmm.
Can it just be like -4?
Which one?
That would be for the
This one?
-2 divided by 8. That would just be -4. -1.
The question is, Michaela, this, is -1/4 the same as -4?
No.
No, so can it be -4 then?
No.
Can we rename it if we're changing it to a different value? In other words, do they live at the same place on the number line, -1/4 and -4?
No.
Okay, then we can't change it to -4.
Okay, next problem. So our 2 points are -4, 0, and 0, 3. So first things first is rise over run. find our rise first, so on here, they're starting at -4, 0. How many units do we have to go up?
Negative three.
We're moving 3 units, right? So is it positive or negative? Because you're going up, yep. Now, once we do that, we find our run, so from this point, how many units do we have to move? We're moving 4 units, and is it positive or negative?
Positive.
Because you're moving to the right, yep. So, can we simplify this fraction to anything?
No.
Nope, so what is our slope?
3/4.
3/4, yep. Now, what if we started with the other point, 0, 3?
You go down -3 over -4.
So our rise would be
-3 over 4. -4.
-4, and that equals
Still.
3d4s, because a negative divided by a negative is a,
Positive.
exactly. So if we start at either point, we should always get the same slope.
Time to do number 4 in the row.
Yep, you guys can do this. And it's okay if we pick different points than other
I think most of them are down, all of them.
people. Wow,
So,
there you
some
go.
of them have been, well, not, all, I guess not most of them, some. We're gonna write rise over run first, because we need to plant that in our heads forever. Rise over run, and then you can put, what is your rise over run? And then you can decide how it can be simplified if it can.
Alright, so for number 4, I started at -2, +4, so what would my rise be? Okay, I'm moving down 3 units, and is it positive or negative? Because, exactly, I'm going down, so from here, how many units do I move? 6. And positive because, yep. And what does -3 over 6 simplify to?
-1.
Mm-hmm. So who started from the other point? Did anyone? No, and Julia. Did you get the same slope? Good, I hope so. If you didn't, we'd have a problem. So, number 5, you guys can do that one by yourselves too. I'm sure most of you have. So for number 5, we found our rise first. So what is my rise if I start at 0.30? 3 units, is it positive or negative?
Positive.
Listen to where he said he started.
Starting at this one right there.
Negative.
So it's negative because we're going down, right? So from here, move over how many units?
3.
-3 because we're moving to the left this time, right? So, -3 over -3 is simplified to +1. The negative or anything over itself is 1, right? Then, last one. you guys haven't done this by yourselves already, you can do that. I'll do it too. So I'll start from -1, 2. I'll go down how many units?
-5.
Rise over run. -5, you said? Because we're going down, we're moving 5 units, and it's negative because we're going down. And the last one is,
Over right 1. So positive.
right, -5 over 1 simplified to
-5.
-5.
Well, I had to.
5 over -1.
So, yeah.
So we start at -1, 2, right?
Yes.
Find our rise first, so we move down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units.
I got questions.
Yes.
So I did go over 1 to the right.
Okay.
And then go down -5. So it would be 1 over -5, right?
No.
Go ahead, put that down, write it down.
Yeah, but then that doesn't simplify to -5.
Okay, but tell us, why would you show them what she did? She put 1 over
You
-5.
did 1 over
What did
this.
she do?
You made it
She
more
made
negative
it-
one
She
there.
made it what?
She made
Negative
the
over
rise
there.
one.
She made it not rise over run,
You
but
made it run over rise.
run over rise. Can we do that? Can we switch that up? No.
Yes, Julia?
Okay. Counting, are we counting those to line, or does that count as a line?
Sure
So
does.
either way you go, you're gonna get the same answer.
Yep, so if you start at the top point, or the whichever point, if you start at the top one, you go down 5 and over 1, you get -5. If you start at this one, you have to go up first, because we find our rise. You go up 5, and then over 1, that's still 5 over -1. So, yeah, either point, you should still get the same slope.
And what's the problem again with 1 over -5? Let's revisit that one more time. What's the problem with it? It's run over rise, not rise over run. So don't put that in your notes, right? You don't want that.
Alright. Does anyone have any questions about slope? Or how to find it from a graph? No?
We start with rise first.
Yep, you do rise over run. So just like yesterday, we had our y values upstairs and our x values downstairs when we were dealing with rates of change. Slope is still a rate of change, it's just when each interval would make it a straight line. So the entire line would have the same rate of change, the same slope, and so on.
So could we really think of rise as change in y's? Is that what we're doing? We're counting up and down? Is that the change in y's? Are we finding the difference between the y's? Are we finding the difference in their distance? Isn't that what we're doing when we count up and down? Sure we are. When rise is the same as change in y. Run is the same as
Change in X.
change in x. That's right. I think some of them are going to do their homework, but you want to do some other stuff yet, right? Some of them are going to do their homework, so I think they're done. But you have other stuff to do yet?
No, I switched it. So, with that.